In a world buzzing with notifications and endless scrolling, one teenager dared to do the unthinkable. This is the story of Leo, a seemingly ordinary 17-year-old who embarked on an extraordinary journey by deleting every single social media app from his phone for 1 full year. What he discovered would change not only his life, but also our understanding of what it means to be truly connected. Leo was just like any other teen. His day started and ended with the glow of his phone. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, they were his windows to the world, his social currency, his constant companions. He had hundreds of friends, thousands of followers, and a digital life that looked perfect from the outside. But on the inside, a strange emptiness was growing. He felt a constant pressure to perform, to post the perfect picture, to craft the wittiest comment. He was surrounded by people, yet he had never felt more alone. The endless comparison game was taking its toll. Every filtered photo of a friend on a glamorous vacation, every post about a party he wasn't invited to, felt like a small paper cut on his self-esteem. One evening, after mindlessly scrolling for hours, he looked up from his screen and saw his own reflection. A tired, pale face stared back. He didn't recognize the person he was becoming. In that moment, a radical idea sparked in his mind. What if he just stopped? What if he unplugged from this digital world to see what was left in the real one? The thought was terrifying. It felt like social suicide. Would his friends forget him? Would he become invisible? With a deep breath and a trembling thumb, he did it. He deleted the apps one by one. The familiar icons vanished, leaving his home screen feeling strangely empty, just like he did. The first few days were brutal. His thumb would instinctively twitch towards the empty spaces on his screen. A phantom buzz would make him reach for his pocket. He was bored, restless, and overwhelmed by a profound sense of FOMO, the fear of missing out. He felt like a ghost, wandering unseen while the world partied on without him. But then something slowly began to shift. The silence, once deafening, started to become peaceful. Without the constant digital chatter, he began to notice the world around him. He heard the birds singing outside his window, something he hadn't paid attention to in years. He noticed the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves on his walk to school. He started looking up, not down. He decided to fill the void left by social media with new experiences. He picked up an old, dusty guitar from his closet and started teaching himself to play. The fumbling first chords were frustrating, but with each practice session, they grew more confident, more melodic. He discovered a passion he never knew he had. The satisfaction of mastering a new song was far more profound than getting 100 likes on a photo. His relationships started to change, too. At school, instead of burying his face in his phone during lunch, he started conversations. Real, face-to-face conversations. At first, it was awkward. He had forgotten how to just talk to people without the safety net of a screen. But soon he was rediscovering his friends. He learned about their real struggles, their hidden talents, their dreams, things they never posted online. He found that his best friend, who always seemed so happy on Instagram, was actually struggling with family issues. By simply being present and listening, Leo was able to offer real support, strengthening their bond in a way no like or comment ever could. He started spending more time with his family. Instead of sitting in the same room, each lost in their own digital world, they started talking, playing board games, and going on weekend hikes. He reconnected with his younger sister, discovering they shared a quirky sense of humor he'd been too distracted to notice before. These moments weren't curated for an audience. They were messy, authentic, and incredibly precious. Of course, it wasn't all easy. There were times he felt out of the loop. He missed inside jokes that started online and had to ask friends to fill him in on plans. Some people didn't understand his decision and slowly drifted away. But Leo realized a crucial truth. The connections that faded were the ones that were only surface level to begin with. The friendships that remained, the ones that were nurtured through actual time and conversation, became deeper and more meaningful than ever. He took up journaling, filling notebooks with his thoughts, fears, and observations. He realized he was getting to know the most important person of all, himself. Without the external validation from likes and followers, he had to learn to validate himself. He had to build his self-worth from the inside out, based on his character, his actions, and his passions, not on his online persona. One of the most surprising discoveries was how much more creative and productive he became. The time he used to spend scrolling was now channeled into learning guitar, reading books, and even starting a small gardening project in his backyard. He felt his mind expanding, no longer fragmented by the constant stream of 15-second videos and fleeting updates. He could focus for longer periods, think more deeply, and engage with the world in a more intentional way. As the year drew to a close, the thought of returning to social media felt strange. The apps that were once his whole world now seemed like foreign objects. He had built a life, a rich, fulfilling, and authentic life, completely offline. He no longer feared being invisible because he had become more visible to the people who truly mattered. He no longer feared missing out because he was too busy living a life he didn't want to escape from. When the 365 days were up, Leo did download 1 or 2 apps again, but his relationship with them was fundamentally different. He was now the master, not the slave. He used them as tools to keep in touch with family who lived far away, or to share his guitar progress with a small group of interested friends. He no longer scrolled endlessly. He would check in, connect with purpose, and then log off to get back to his real life. Leo's story isn't about condemning social media. It's a tale of rediscovery. It's a reminder that the most valuable connections we can make aren't measured in followers or likes, but in shared moments, genuine conversations, and the quiet understanding that comes from being truly present with one another. He learned that the secret to connection wasn't in broadcasting his life to the world, but in quietly and attentively participating in the lives of those right in front of him. And that is a piece of wisdom we can all take to heart. What do you think? Could you unplug for a month or even a week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching Tales of Secret Wisdom. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you next time.